Well, hello everybody. This is Grace on a Journey, and you are listening to Angelic Healing Express. Welcome to the newcomer, and to those of you returning, my fellow travelers, welcome back. We are happy to have you. This is a place for mature audiences in all seasons of your life to grow spiritually, connect, and make new friends. We love, we share, we learn, we grow, we laugh, we forgive, we improve, we self-care, we let go, and fly above the drama. I am divine. I am intuitive. I am expression. I am love. I am powerful. I am creative. I am safe. Balance is the fruit of the universe. May our minds work together to find mutual understanding. May I see you in your truth and be seen in kind. May our words reveal more than they obscure. Most of all, may our minds, eyes, and tongues be guided by our hearts and the language far older than words. Ashe. I am going to share the meditations that I received for our fellow travelers. I feel they are always timely, and this is why I am guided to meditate, pray, and ask for a meditation. And I'm led to it. And they have this powerful energy that leads us to transformation. It gives us something to think about. It gives us a reason to go into meditation. One day at a time. We getting there. One day at a time. Now the first meditation I have for you. Love is an act of endless forgiveness. A tender look, which becomes a habit. Now that was a quote. I love this quote because I've shared with you that although I've studied human development and psychology and so forth, and majored in that area. I am also very spiritual. So my idea of healing would be sort of a melange. And those of you that don't understand, that is referring to like a mix of spirituality and what we've studied and what is revealed by way of case studies and theories that have been developed that we believe in, right? That we utilize in assisting those that are trying to heal from all sorts of mental illness. In fact, this is why I feel that I am in the right place. Because although I had a lot of training in relation to mental illness and substance abuse and how to be of assistance to these populations, I felt like to live my truth authentically, I would have to be able to interject spiritual aspects that can strengthen them and assist them in moving forward. Because one of the reasons why I am in this line of service is because I was called. This is what I was called. This is why I was made. This is what I was called to do. And so although there are times I run into those that are in opposition, I stand strong because this is what I know to do. I experience things in life so I can share with you how I got back up, and that you can do it too. This is why God calls me to live out loud. And as far as the quote is concerned, the word that captured my attention the most is forgiveness. I'm going to read the quote again. Love is an act of endless forgiveness, a tender look which becomes a habit. As I said, although I believe in all of these, well, let me correct myself. I believe in most of these findings when it comes to psychology and other opportunities to learn about the human experience and how to develop ourselves and heal ourselves. However, I don't subscribe to all of it. And the reason why is because I'm a realist. So when it comes to forgiveness, I always say you arrive at that by first acknowledging what you've experienced, like getting yourself out of denial. Okay, I experienced this. This is something that is just going to have to be an opportunity for me to learn the lesson that is being brought to my attention. Once you do that, once you accept yes, whether I was abused or whatever fault, whatever attack that was sent to my entity, after accepting it, I have to be able to discover what role I played in the process of being assaulted in some way or offended in some way. What role did I play? Because as we look at the bigger picture, that's how we arrive at the lesson, and that's how we pass the future tests. That was a confirmation. So after accepting what lesson you were supposed to learn, so you would never have to repeat that lesson again, then you forgive yourself. This is the point of all of this, that I'm trying to have you understand how this cycle of forgiveness occurs. You forgive yourself, all right? Forgive yourself for being too trusting, or forgive yourself for not doing more research on whoever you're having an issue with, whether it's a person or whoever or whatever, whether it's a person, place, thing, or energy. And then once you've forgiven yourself, right, for whatever part that you played that allowed them to have a window to enter your house, your personal space, your authenticity. After you have apologized to yourself and made amends with yourself for dishonoring yourself, for disrespecting yourself when you allowed others to dishonor you, or you allowed others to disrespect you. Not that you are going through these experiences. I'm giving you examples, like what someone could have done that they would want to forgive themselves for, right? Just some of us do these things or did those things in order to keep the peace. It was believed to be a state of maturity, right? To don't bother with the small stuff, However, as we develop, we learn that there is a skill called effective communication. So although we want to keep the peace, in order to love ourselves, one of the reasons why we're here is to learn lessons, right? Life is a school, and we're in class right now, and we're supposed to be learning lessons, right? Because tests will come up. So after forgiving ourselves for allowing the wrong people in our lives, or the wrong things in our life, or engaging in things that were not in alignment with our highest good, then you begin the process of embracing yourself, right? In the earlier episodes, I used to share to give yourself a hug, and I encourage that for those of you that don't have people in your circle. I've worked with hurt populations long enough to know sometimes you're standing alone, right? I had seasons where I felt like I was standing alone, although in my truth I wasn't, because I was always loved. But I am someone that likes to seclude myself when it comes to healing myself. I realize in those stages I'm very fragile. So I don't need he say, she say, they say, or, unsolicited advice and so forth. I'm not available for that, because at this point in time, what I do is I connect to God. I wait for his voice. I wait for his revelation, his guidance. And when I got further on, when I grew further on in this path of spirituality, I learned that I'm never alone. I have my angelic family with me. And so I appreciate their presence, and they are very much a part of my life. Okay? There's not a day that I don't interact with my guardian angels and my angelic family and so forth. My guidance I receive from them. I understand we all have different paths, and you do not have to agree with my path. I believe in freedom. So I always remind you to take what you want and leave the rest. But as I share my story, I share it in truth. My power was empowered, right? Is empowered. And so I was taught to see myself the way God sees me, right? And that's in the energy of love. To see myself the way my angels see me, and that's in the energy of holy. When I've understood the truth, I embraced the truth. And then I embraced myself. And then once I embraced myself, I began to practice self-care. That was a part of my daily regimen. Not once a day, all day long. All day long. Yes, I'm fulfilling my responsibilities. However, I'm going to be practicing self-care. When I need to sit down and take a break, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to take a break. When I need to detach from my environment, whether it's due to conversations I don't find pleasing, or, the tension in the room, or I just don't feel safe, or I don't feel comfortable, or I am intuitively being guided to step away, I do that as well. That is self-care. Self-care is also when throughout the day I say declarations, I make declarations, and I say incantations, because that is self-care. So in the sense of making declarations, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. But I want to give you a little insight of my day today. I was reminded by my angels to know my angels is to have no fear. And this is why I walk in strength. I don't have any fear of being backstabbed. I don't have any fear of being abandoned. I don't have any fear of being lost. I'm guided. I don't have any fear of being, attacked hurt or harmed because I'm protected. You see, after embracing yourself, you welcome yourself, right? And then you begin to practice more self-analyzation. Okay, because I learned these lessons, I'm also in the awareness of what I need to work on. So there you make another declaration. I don't want this to ever happen again. Because you want to leave that cycle. I don't want this to ever happen again. And then you plan on paper what steps you're going to be taking to never allow yourself to be in that situation again. Forgiveness comes after you do you. I want to be clear. Because this is why I say I subscribe to some things, but I take what I want and leave the rest. Because I'm about the journey. My name is Grace on a Journey. You understand? And I've been awakened to the truth. So you take care of you first. All right? Your offenders are online. They wait. Okay? That's how it works. Now, you apply self-care, you eat healthier foods, you exercise every day. I believe in dancing every day. I believe in singing every day. I believe in being outside every day. I believe in sunbathing every day. I believe in looking at the stars every day. There are various different ways for one to apply self-care in their lives. All right? Because that's what gives you the strength. If you were sitting down, now you're standing up. Right? You're standing up. That's what gives you the strength not to look down anymore. Now you look at people straight in the face. Meanwhile, you're looking up to God. All right? Once you do that, you are in a stage that you can say, okay, I am ready to be led to the next step. So the next step, chances are, will be forgiveness. If you are in the energy of, I can't forgive because they did A to Z, and that made me very unhappy, then you call God. God, I know you want me to forgive. But you remember this? Remember that? Remember this? Remember that? You remember how long? Remember the backstabbing? Remember the theft? Remember, I need help, God. God, I know you're asking me to do such and such, but I need help. Raise my vibration. Your angelic team works with God, assists God. And I've shared before, angels all have a specialty. They specialize in certain things. That doesn't mean they can't help you in another way. They can help you in areas that are not in their specialty. However, some angels are straight up to protect. Some angels are straight up to defend. This is what I'm trying to wake you up to. All right? Those of you who don't know. Now, you ask, I need help in raising my vibration. In your truth. One thing that may scare you is you can't lie to angels. Because They can hear you, even your internal conversation. This is why you may be thinking about something, and boom, you see it on the TV. Boom, you watch a movie that is your life story. Like, how in the world? Some of them are international movies, right? And you even, I have experiences where I think, I would like to do such and such. I think, I heard a confirmation. I think that I would like to purchase such and such. And then the next day, someone gives it to me. It's just like that. And I didn't say it out loud. I didn't even pray about it yet. This is what happens when you build a relationship, when you stay in your truth, when you are aligned to your soul's purpose, right? And then it benefits us all. And God is at its foundation. It's in alignment with universal law. All right? So once you say, I need energy, I need power to enable me to forgive for all of these attacks I experience and, disturbing manners and so forth. If you are in your truth, right? Because I said, if you're pretending, they know. All right? And if they know, oh, that person hasn't learned the lesson yet, we're going to wait. All right? When they learn the lesson that this is part of the process, that's when we move forward. So sometimes you may experience a time of stagnation. Why? Because you haven't surrendered to your guidance. It's a choice. We all have free will. But when you're on your own, you're on your own. So then, okay, I know this is happening because I didn't forgive. I know that my access to the next door or the next chapter is not available until I forgive. I know. You have to be able to be honest with yourself, right? To thine own self be true, right? So you can ask help as much as you need, right? Now, one of the secret ways of asking help is you say, communicate with me. But you have to invite them. All right? They're not just going to come because I like her or I like him. You have to invite them. I request your help. I need to fulfill this task. It is in alignment with my soul's purpose. It benefits us all. It is in alignment with God's will. It is in alignment with universal law. It is an act of love. How can you say no to that? Then all of a sudden, everywhere you go, you're hearing quotes, or you're hearing people, or you're seeing things, or people are sharing experiences about their life, or you're watching movies, or you're listening to songs, and it's as if you're in a classroom. This is how I forgave. This is how to forgive. This is, it's all around you. The universe is always communicating. I wish I could go more into depth regarding that. But in actuality, it is a gift to be able to comprehend everything that's going on around you and comprehend energy people, animals, what they are experiencing, what they want to communicate. And this is why I'm effective at counseling, because I connect to you. I put myself in your shoes. I realized how I would have felt. I recall when I learned that lesson. And when I do that, I forgive. Now, my way of counseling is through teaching. That opened the door to forgiveness. But my method is not necessarily popular, because I don't believe you can go to one stop and forgive and it's done and forever. As I shared, in life you will have triggers. For example, you can be divorced and then you're at the store, confirmation. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for that divorce. You let me, I followed, I'm winning. But getting back to what I was saying is, I could see a couple, right? I could just be at a store and I see a couple and I hear a man being abusive with his words towards the woman. That's a trigger. I've been there. Stop your foolishness, as if you're a child. And many other things I do not even want to share at this time. But triggers occur. And I'm called to be authentic, right? So in my truth, when those triggers occur, there are moments when you remember. But you forgave already, but you remember. And this is why I believe that in remembering, you need to ask help to forgive again. Because the past comes to the present to heal. This is why one of the most powerful prayers mentions forgiveness. And I'm being led to share that prayer with you. A lot of you may know it. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive, and forgive, and forgive our trespassers. Lead us now out of temptation and deliver us from evil. Deliver us from evil. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the power, the power, and the glory. Forever, forever, forever. Amen. Meditation can be very effective after you read a passage or a prayer and you go inward and you self-reflect. Am I aligned to the truth? Am I on the way to ascension? Am I practicing what I'm preaching? Am I open to forgiving? Am I doing the research it takes to learn all the ways to forgive? People, I did research. You wouldn't believe it. I'm actually going to share something with you. I did research in different cultures. Confirmation. And learned how people forgive. Because I experienced a lot. Right? I was targeted on social media. And I was not looking for any type of relationship. I was a homebody. Still am. I'm content in my life. Although today, I'm in a season of favor. Today, I'm receiving the love I gave. Confirmation. It's being reciprocated. This is my season. So as I love, I am being loved in all the ways that I want to be loved. It was a journey. But by God's grace, I'm here. And you could be here too. There are chants you can say to forgive. Although I am not here to enforce your direction on how you will achieve forgiveness. But as I share my story, my prayer is that you are awakened to all the opportunities that the universe is providing you with. And that the only blockage that you have is you. in your way. I once attended a support group. I didn't allow myself to be led astray by my ego, even though I have a degree in behavioral science, which enables me to assist others in ways to change habits and work with them at their pace and measure up the progress monthly. And then what I do is, when I see the progress, I increase the task. And then when I see the next progress, I increase the task. One by one by one. Baby steps. So, I'm good with transformation. That is my strength. And so that's why I devote so much of myself to it. As I've shared earlier on, is my prayer since my young adult years was always, God, please assist me to reach my highest potential. And I transparently say that I facilitated support groups and I attended support groups. There were support groups I facilitated. There were support groups I attended for my wellness. The best way I can explain it to you is what a phrase I've heard before. Doctors need doctors. Let that marinate. So, as we care for others, our cup needs to be full. And so, as I was filling my cup in that support group, I learned of a Hawaiian prayer / chant. It's not easy to pronounce. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopona. Correction. Now, as I said, it's a prayer or a chant. Either or. I chose to check my accuracy because I want you to be able to research this. It's pronounced Ho'oponopono, spelled Ho'oponopono. Now, those of you that need some inspiration for your meditation, That is a resource. In translation, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now, there are several reasons why people say that prayer. But I was apologizing to myself. I was forgiving myself. I was thanking myself. I was loving myself. I'm sorry for not knowing then what I know today. I forgive me for allowing myself to experience abuse. For the sake of being helpful to others. Wanting to heal others, wanting things to work. Putting myself last. I thank myself for learning the lesson. Today I love me in truth because I love all of me, not the me I just present to you, but my shadow too. Because all of me lies my strength and my truth. Now, as you do these chants, I even purchased a disc, but the disc is not located here. It is from another country. Confirmation, where there are meditations to assist you on how to forgive. You say chant after chant after chant after chant. You invest in yourself. That's what I learned in college. I remember where I was at. I was sitting at a desk and my professor said, one of the ways you know who will achieve their highest potential is by what they invest in. And he said, one of the first things you need to invest in is a spell check. Because at that time, we still had our spell checks. Like a calculator, we put words in, and if the word if it was incorrect in spelling, it would correct it, you know. He taught us that it is important to invest your time in things that will help you to elevate. He was a professor and a guide at the same time. I'm very fortunate that I've come across many people that plays a part in my success today. God provided me with them for them to come across me and be in my way of elevation. It's like I could see his face. When people say things that change your life, you don't forget it. He's like, one of the first strengths that you must possess is communication. If you can't communicate, you won't get too far. And so, utilizing this guidance, I began to read more, expose myself to those that were intellectual, mind the groups that I was a part of. If we are not talking about things in relation to development, but things in relation to negativity, I didn't take a part of it. I never have, actually. That's not my thing. I don't go around bullying people and so forth. That's a waste of time and a waste of me. So, my vocabulary, I've been working on it for a long time. And I've always had the gift of communication. I've always been able to help you to see the bigger picture, although it wasn't always received. But some things you are born with. There are many things that are available to assist you on your journey, but they have to be decoded, and only some people have access to decoding them. For example, what lessons? What is the theme of your life? In what direction should you go to? In order for you to develop yourself and eventually be in your North Node. All of these things you have to be awakened to in order to have a map of what to do. But such information is not available to everyone, only a selective few. But with the guidance that I have today, I'm guided into what I need to study, what I need to learn, what I need to do. You know, my truth. No reservations. Because what I learned, I want for you to have access to. Right? This is why you are seeing and witnessing divine intervention regarding those that want to shut people up, that don't want you to develop, that don't want you to have the tools in order to reach the next plateaus in your life. Many of you were called to be generational curse breakers. Wow, I said curse breakers. Unfortunately, some of you did not succeed. at your task and opened your lineage and your future generations to more curses. One thing I want to bring to your attention will awaken you further. Not only does karma exist, but when you intentionally do harm or engage in low vibrational activity, you open those doors into your life. What I mean by that? You can ask God for protection, right? God, protect me from harm, protect me from evildoers, protect me from such and such. However, protect those that are in scamming energy, those that are in trickster spirit, those that want to steal my money. Protect me, protect me, protect me. But you took part in such activity. Therefore, when someone curses you, regardless of protect me to protect me, that door already is slightly open. And chances are that you will get hit. This is why some people, when they are being attacked by way of spell work, psychic attacks, attacks conducted with black magic, voodoo, whatever have you, they don't get touched. You know why? They never opened that door. They were never in the vicinity of anybody doing that. They never lent their energy to that. So they don't get hit with that. Many of you are getting attacked right now, and you don't even know. And you're getting protected. I didn't say all of you. I said many of you. Because you didn't touch what you wasn't supposed to touch. You mind your business. You stayed in your lane. This is one of the reasons why I'm asked to be on my own in regards to service. Because if I am in company of others that get off the mark, their karma will be my karma. And this is why your union is very important, because you cannot be in a union with another that attracts karma, because it affects you. See, my life was going smoothly. You feel me? Smoothly. Before I met my ex-husband. But soon as he entered my life, I literally experienced crawling through hell until God brought me out. I'm the type of person that could wake up not expecting money. Boom! I go to the mail. And my reaction is a happy dance. I am very blessed. God always takes care of me. But prior to meeting him is when I was experiencing God's grace. But when he entered my life, there was a blockage because it was a connection, right? And so his karma became my karma, right? So my achievement lessened, although remarkably, I was still doing service. I'm speaking about my luck as far as, arriving at these surprises that God would always have for me. That was on halt. But as far as my service, it still went on. This is why I was honored by my community and given an award for my efforts in volunteering. Other than my spiritual work, I specialize in mental wellness. And so a lot of my career was in connection to those with substance abuse and mental illness, dual diagnosis. And so what I used and what I learned is what I used to volunteer. God afforded me the possibility to learn, to go to school. So I felt the need to go and give it back, pass it forward. Because I took that direction into majoring in human behavior due to the life I was experiencing. As much as I had favor, I also experienced trauma. And in my young adult years, I said, why not major in something that you can make money out of, but also that can help you with life? And so that was the direction that I went to. I first started majoring in law. I learned what I had to learn there. Then I continued with education due to my love for kids, and I wanted to teach, not just academics, but teach kindness, peace, love. They never forget me. When I go to the store, when I go to the restaurant, oh, Miss Grace, you remember me? I was at this school. I was in this class. This reality also enforces my efforts when it comes to how I present myself. I never know who's watching me. I was a Sunday school teacher, a youth leader. I cannot be presenting myself any kind of way on the street. You have to be aligned to your purpose. This is why still today, if you're watching the news, pay attention. Pay attention. If you're watching the news, they'll say so-and-so committed this crime. So-and-so committed this crime. So-and-so committed this crime. when it comes to a teacher. So-and-so who's a nurse. Wow, I was supposed to say teacher. But due to my efforts in nurturing, I'm spiritually nursing my fellow travelers. And I'm seeing a dream I had before. I was in a hospital and they were showing me room after room after room. And then I went into a room with a big table and everyone was sitting down and telling me, this is the case with so-and-so, this is the case with so-and-so, this is the case with so-and-so. Like giving me rapport. My guidance was requested. There was more to that dream. Fortunately, I wrote it down because that's what I remember to share with you. But this is what came out. I nurse you spiritually. But what I was saying is, when it is a teacher or a police officer, or it's mainly those two, a teacher, a police officer, or a doctor or a nurse, they always say, so-and-so who is a doctor committed this crime. So-and-so who is a teacher, you are held to a certain standard. This is what I learned while I was majoring in education, that the earlier days, the colonial days, right, of the West. Out to my shock, I learned educators had to follow guidelines that were out of the classroom. They had to be home at a certain time. I want you to understand how deep this is, right? They had a curfew. Mind you, they're not at work. They're living their life. They had a curfew, all right? They could not be seen drinking alcohol. And there are many other things that they had to abide to. This is how this society was founded. And due to its foundation, you still see the aftermath today. This is why certain people are called to certain positions. This is why we all have our own calling. I'm a fun person. I like to have fun. But your fun may not be my fun. And my fun does not need to be your fun. And we can agree to disagree on fun. Simple as that. I was attacked. And I had to forgive. Because when a certain, I'm going to be nice, category of people were introduced to me, some in person, some in conversation, they feared me. The foundation of the attacks that I received was and is due to fear. This is why they started the smearing campaign, the defamations of character, because they accessed private information, right? Regarding my destiny, my fortune, and learned I was born to be great. These are the areas I excel in. This is my money path. And they knew their birth chart didn't even come close to that. And I know y'all heard those confirmations. And so it was meant to destroy me because, oh no, she's better than me. Oh no, I need that person that married her to come back to me. Because he's my money path. He's my way to success because I can't take care of me. So what I need to do, I need to sabotage her. I need to lie on her. I need to say she was cheating. I need to say she was lying. I need to say she was on drugs. I need to say everything that you would take offense to. My name was brought to. This is what I endured. I was spiritually crucified. Right? And God saw all of that. And in that experience, I was asking God why. And he said, I don't deserve this. I've never done anything like this. Right? I'm going to speak to you in my truth, in my emotion, and share what I feel because you already know. It was revealed to me, listen, you are experiencing these things because you are taking a class. You need to learn lessons because you're called to be a teacher. And so sometimes when someone is going through something and you're taking the opportunity to laugh at them and to say, you know, it's because she's a bad person. That's why she has that karma. Meanwhile, you're doing spell work on her. God saw all of that. That's not her bad karma. That's your efforts in spell work. But all of this had to take place because God had to teach me how to stand up. See, I've always been able to verbally stand up, but how to stand up and become an advocate for not only me, for the entire communities that need light to be shed on those secret societies. You understand? This is why he put me in the midst of it, in the thick of it. Once married to a con artist. Now, if I didn't have that connection at one time, I wouldn't know their ins and outs. I wouldn't know their behaviors. I wouldn't know how to protect myself. And this is why I wouldn't know how to teach you. I wouldn't know how to awaken you. I wouldn't know how to guide you. So there are seasons we are students. There are seasons we are teachers. Right? I was used to expose these liars, these thieves, these evildoers. Our connection was not in vain. When they saw me, they thought they were ahead of the game because I know something you don't know. And I'm going to steal it from you. But God saw them too, right? It's because, in truth, they are atheists. They don't believe in God. They pretend they believe in God, but they don't. The truth is, they are Satanists. Now, some of the things I say you may feel are wrong. But on this channel, as I shared earlier, it's for mature audience because we are raw. I'm not following anybody's method or approach. This is why I am called to work by myself. Because as a messenger, I must say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They are Satanists, pretending to be prophetess, right? It was revealed to me recently that I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I could believe it, but I couldn't even. It was hard for me to process it, that the person I was once married to, that claimed to know God and was raised in the church, and that's all he knew was God, was a ritual priest all along. I fell under a spell. He put a spell on me. I had to experience that to tell you how it happens. Right? You think this journey is easy? You think it's easy to reach a level where whatever you want, you can get it? I want to tell you it's earned. I want to tell you, disregarding of whatever your birth chart says, it is a set on your potential. But you have to do the work. You have to earn it. That's what a lot of you are missing. Some of you had potentials, but you thought it was the process of treating everyone less than. You're a nobody. I'm an elite. I'm this, I'm that. I read this book. I have access to this. Meanwhile, all your efforts are through connections with others. You're a teacher, right? You know how to destroy and kill and so forth. You're a death mistress, right? But you're calling practitioners to do your work, right? In our truth, right? I said in our truth. You're getting by accessing the talents of others and classifying yourself as such. This is why I was targeted to be Energy Harvest, because they knew my gifts came in volume. Can I tell you the truth? I said my gifts come in volume. Right? So an entire coven was under the belief that they could break me down and take what was mine without the intellect and spirituality to know that God knows everything. God sees everything. God controls everything. See? All of these things had to occur for us to awaken to God. Awaken to the presence of God in the lives of the people that He's chosen. Awaken to the fact that disrespect to the people that He's chosen comes with consequences. I'm hearing life or death. Let that marinate. Only those with a level of maturity, a level of obedience, a level of integrity, of a level of love, a level of intellect, a level of experience could have what it takes to be eligible for their calling. And this is why it's important to self-reflect. Because when you do and you go inward, and I always say, always begin with your childhood. Always care for your inner child. And then let it come up. Your teenage years, your young adult years, and so forth. Because this gives you an opportunity to recognize the patterns that were occurring in your life. And those of you that has taken the time to do that, you realize all the skills you have, you've been building all of your life. It's not as if you just go to a school and you just say, okay, I'm a high priestess now. First of all, who did you descend from? What is their ranking? What service have they done for humanity? Have they raised you to live in integrity? Or have they raised you to be a thief, a con artist, a pick-me, a liar, a killer? Who raised you? Even in some religions, there are requirements of who raised you. And their status in society. In order for you to entertain even stepping into certain circles. I have an aunt that's a nun. And so I know there are certain requirements to be a nun. Familial requirements. So we need to rest aside our ego and awaken to the truth that God made you to be you. Not me, not he, not she. As I was doing my meditation today, oh God, you're real. You're real, you're real, you're real, you're real, you're real, you're real, you're real. I was self-reflecting about my inner child and experiences I've had and so forth. And I remember certain cartoons I used to watch every single day that were giving me signs. And that confirm today. She-Ra, I have the power. Some of you are more familiar with He-Man. She-Ra. Wake up. Certain things will never be revealed to you until you go inside All the answers are inside. I have a voice. Ra! It's all connected. The issue with society today is they don't know who they are. Because they don't take the time to go inside. And then they want to interfere with those that do the work. And this is why I am thankful I chose to be awakened in this season. Because it's time to regulate. In my charge to be a pioneer, it's time to regulate. And as I regulate, there are those of you that will be awakened to your power too. And be able not to only set boundaries, but enforce them. If someone is in a negative energy, back off, back up, back up, back up. Phone block. Social media block. Spiritual block. I don't know you, block. Learn that lesson. That you can't trust people from appearance. What are their fruits? Some people are so mentally ill, they hack people's accounts and, follow them on social medias to learn who they are so they can imitate who they are so they can present themselves as who she is. Sick. That's a Lifetime movie. Sick. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's the best thing to be on my path and so forth. Because I know what it took to get here. I know the lows. Before the highs. It took forgiveness. We forgive. It took improve. We improve. It took self-care. We self-care. It took we let go and fly above the drama. Want to talk about me? I fly above the drama. You want to lie about me? I fly above the drama. You want to threaten me? I fly above the drama. See, my backup has no relation to my pocket. My backup is my celestial teams that stay ready. I'm here and look at your life. Okay? So those of you that were under the impression that she gotta go. Not only you are experiencing a rude awakening, but I'm here to stay. One of the main reasons why the person's name that has a connection to death, the Death Empress, came for me is because of the fact she knew I'm the truth. And she's the wanna-be. And everybody sees clearly as she experiences humility. You could pretend all you want. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of staying in your lane. Yes, you may be versed in how to kill people. You may think that requires a bravo, but I'm not a part of that crowd. That's what you do. Over here, we're light. So if you're running things in dark, over here, we're light. So if you think you could come and take my place, over here, we're light. And I'm in my lane. In awareness that we are all experiencing a spiritual warfare. Not just me, not just you, not just them, but us. But I chose the team that wins every time. With no effort of my own. Just alignment with my domain. Now, I'm being led to continue that meditation. I got some bonuses that you will uncover as we continue the episode. Many of our actions, gestures, the way we walk, our patterns of speech become habitual. How we perceive and respond to people can also become habitual. Because of painful experiences in our past, we may, for example, still perceive and react to all strangers as threats. Some of you are in the thick of that. Over the years, many of us have excused much of our harmful behavior as bad habits. I can't help it that I interrupt all the time, implying that we don't have a choice and can't change. We are fortunate that we are being awakened to the opportunities to learn otherwise. It may seem impossible to change our perceptions about some of the things that threaten us. This is especially true when our fear is rooted in real emotional or physical assaults in our past. Beginning with the neglect of the treatment that you need to heal your inner child. With God's help, we can learn forgiveness. Each day is filled with small opportunities for us to choose forgiveness. The forgiveness the efforts of your forgiveness and the forgiving heart reaps great rewards. This is my declaration. I am guaranteed God's love and forgiveness. I will ask God's help in letting go of the past and choosing forgiving actions today. Now, what comes to mind after that passage is, there are times I have conversations with God. I'm like, I forgave for this, I forgave for that, but they're still doing this and they're still doing that. You know what was the response? Forgive every day. That's what it takes. Forgive every day. What people don't realize when they butt into issues that don't regard them is the fact that, oh, you should forgive and you should make up and you should forgive and you should... They don't know the entire story. They don't know, as they are suggesting you should forgive and make up, that someone is trying to enter a sword in your heart. They don't know that. In fact, they don't care about that. In fact, I need you to forgive, because if you forgive, then so-and-so can benefit. And if he can benefit, then I have access to be able to ask for favor at your expense. But thankfully, my God is God. And thankfully, I'm thanking God. Thank you, God. Thankfully, He's provided me with my angelic family that assisted me in waking up to so many things that I overlooked in the name of love. He taught me to love the right way. He taught me to love myself today. He taught me when I love myself, I will be enabled to love others unconditionally. You see? It's all connected. I want to pause and read something that I usually read towards the end, but I'm being called to read it now. I am a soul. I am not this face, these features. I am not made up of matter. This body is not me, but my instrument. I'm a spiritual being. I have the form of light. This form thinks, feels, and decides. I concentrate on this one thought. I am peaceful. I am loved. I am a happy being. Experience deep, powerful peace. I am in total peace. You know what I'm hearing? Something I used to hear when I went to private school. I went to a Catholic school, so there were times they took us to Mass. Peace be unto you, and also with you. See, our childhood experiences influence the rest of our journey. You know what today's title is? Zero is completion of a cycle in return. I'm going to read it again. Zero is completion of a cycle in return. In this season, the pioneers are called. To fulfill their callings, because we are all experiencing recalibration to some extent on our path. In some respect, we have all arrived. Oh my God! Now I understand. Wow. I can't believe it. I received a message earlier regarding the title. Zero is the completion of a cycle in return. And the first thing that came to mind is ground zero. And as I was just talking to you, I saw a vision of the towers that fell down. Of all those people that died. Of the period of grieving. Confirmation. And the efforts made to attract healing. And the decision to build a foundation. God, you are great. God, you are wonderful. God, you are amazing. I did not add the pieces until I saw the vision. So this is what we are experiencing collectively all around the world. Many people had to fall down. Many people died. And some died because they didn't want to lie before they died. Those with ears will hear. And others died because it was their time to die. And so we rebuild. Now, those of you that are in a season of plentiful favor, know that it's payback. The love that you put in the universe is the love that's being returned to you. The service that you've done for humanity is the service that is being returned to you. The abundance that you afforded humanity is the abundance that's being distributed to you. Pay attention. Those of you that have karmic debt, I'm hearing enriched karmic debt. This is your season to spiritually cleanse. Right? After you've been awakened, some of you are still sleeping. But those of you that are awakened to the fact that I'm on the wrong team, it's time to spiritually cleanse. And although I understand the blessing that certain practitioners provide, and that some of my gifts offer the same type of energy in regards to healing, as that is my calling. I still like to enforce that you have your own relationship with God. You do not need a medium man. And when I say medium man, I literally mean medium man. Someone that is corresponding to you and relaying the message to God, then coming back to you and saying, God said, and then you said to tell God this, and then God, there's no need for that. I wasn't referring to mediums that are connected to the spiritual world. There's a purpose. Everything has a purpose. However, you can talk to God, and it's through surrendering and saying, God, I'm tired. I did it my way, and I fell on my face. Please help this case. I have addictions. I'm experiencing poverty. I'm codependent. I refuse to accept my childhood wounds. I reject help when you offer it. See, you got to be truthful. When you seek recovery, when you seek rehab, you have to be truthful. It's not a time to be cute. I tried my best. Say less. Raw. Wow. God wants to touch base with your rawness. Not the front that you put for everyone to see, but who you are. Remembering what you were called to do. If you still don't remember, ask for help. Help me to remember what you're calling me to do. I'm lost. You don't need me to make those conversations. Can I be honest with you? I said you don't need me to have those conversations. The only time you need me is when your intuition is leading you in my direction in order for me to advise you with the next steps. My specialties are in connection to spirituality, mental wellness, rehab, ritualistic abuse, inner child work, energy healing, divination work, protection work, investigation work, God provided me as a resource. But I was rejected. From previous connections. Sometimes your beginning circles don't appreciate you because God has a bigger plan for you. I recall visiting a church and somebody testifying that she's looking for a new church because at the old church that she used to go to, they were not allowing her to grow. And it was also due to ego. You know, this is where you stop. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And so God led her to continue her journey. And when she was done sharing her testimony, the pastor said he had a vision. He saw a plant in a pot, but the plant was too big for the pot. So God had to remove her from that pot to place her on solid ground. I never forgot. That must have been 17 years ago. I have a very good memory. Like, I have memories that kind of scare my family because I have memories at 3 years old. Like, how in the world do you remember that? So all of those things they thought I wasn't seeing, I was seeing. So they're like, I wonder what she saw. But coming back to the story, I heard that long time ago. But some things just click and they stay. And I remember. I understand them. I classify them as wisdom. So I never felt like having to change location was the end of the world. It's just an opportunity for me to grow. And God has allowed me to see parts of my future. I have many glorious days ahead. And I know who will be working with me. I know how I will be continuing this journey. I know that God will continue to bless me and my family. I'm hearing, and those you love. I know that entire circle is protected. And defended. See, they have angels that defend too. And they good at it. I'm just speaking in truth. And I'm giving props when props are due. You know? Yes, I am afforded all of these things. But yes, I need to be in alignment with all of these things. And it's natural to me. Whatever else I experience at a later stage in life is due to the fact that I was very sheltered. My parents did everything that they could to protect me from bullies. In fact, that is why, well, that's not only why, but that is one of the reasons why I was in private school, to protect me. But at the same time, I was raised to speak up for me. I'm the one, can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm the one who would have issues, right? With anybody, right? And I would have a family member come to the school and make it straight. You see this one right here? She not the one. All right? So I never walked around feeling like I need to be trembling for anybody or whatever. That's in your dreams. You're entitled to your dreams, though. What I do is mind my business. What I do is not look for trouble. What I do is stay in my lane. What I do is stay in my truth. And so I have always been provided with defense, 100%. And so it's not at my age that I would allow let me say it nicely. Those that are experiencing age regression to sway me to the right or the left. Like you could have several seats. Or you could sit on the floor. But I don't foresee it. And you know I could see it. Karma. When your behavior is underhanded witchery, karma is a witch. Just because you slipped and you thought you had me whipped. But let me give you a tip. I am with. I am with. I am with. Improvise. Those with ears hear. Now, this is a perfect time for me to include my music therapy. And so get ready. Get ready to smile. Get ready to stand up. Get ready to claim my power. I got a question first. Part of self-care is having fun. So I'm going to ask you, how many of you have ever participated in karaoke? If you haven't, you should try it. All right? And If you don't feel confident, then you can begin by practicing at home. I have a karaoke machine. It comes with the mic, and you sing along, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm about to have some fun right now. Excuse my self-care. I know when you were little girls, you dreamt of being in my world. Don't forget it, don't forget it. Respect that. Bow down, witches. I took some time to live my life, but don't think I'm just his little wife. Don't get it twisted, get it twisted. This mine. Bow down, witches. 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 G-Town witches. G-Town witches. I'm so crowned. Bow down, witches. Message sent. I've been on. Tell me who's gonna take me off. Take me off. Take me off. Take me off. 'Cause I've been on. Tell me who's gonna take me off. Take me off. Take me off. Take me off. I'm here to stay. Never allow the lies of your enemy to determine your potential. I remember earlier when I was experiencing a life lesson through a connection, a false marriage that I didn't know I was a part of. Every opportunity this man had to put me down, he took. I remember saying that, I wanted to go out around the community and share about healing, and this is what I've done, and this is what I've achieved, and this is what you can achieve too. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. If you do that, all my family will know, and we'll get embarrassed. And it's like he was trying to train me to bow down, like I was one of his witches. And when I'm referring to witches, I'm referring to the ones who targeted me. If you identify with that, that's on you. I'm not trying to execute my beliefs on you. I believe you should stand in your truth and be who you are called to be. I'm speaking of the witches that came after me, though. All right? I have the right to speak to the witches that came after me. The rest of y'all, live your life. Right? I have a path, you have a path. But getting back to what I was saying is that it's like everything that was in association with my North Node, he wanted to push me away. That is why they sent him into my life. They found me on social media, and then they sent him my way to love bomb me. So in order to get ideas from me or learn about me, in order for them to jump on my destiny and pretend to be me. But it was all an illusion. Not at my ranking. And that's why you're all in confusion. But he was also there to lower my self-esteem, to make me feel like I'm not loved, to make me feel like I'm rejected. Oh, my family says you're too dark. I'm a very nice medium, and I'm very proud of it. I love my complexion. It's just my truth. I love my complexion. I love my hair. I love everything about me. But he thought he could come into my life and try to tell me different, when I was always told different. So that would always make me push him away. He didn't even realize when I would ignore him. I remember I had an accident which he caused through witchcraft, and he called me the next day, and I said, oh, I had an accident yesterday. He's like, why you didn't call me? I'm your husband. Why you didn't call me? And I said, do you ever call me? Do we ever talk? Do we ever connect? It was like we were drifting apart in his face, and he didn't even realize it. I have time for people who have time for me. Once I know you don't have time for me, peace. All right? I'm not going to be sweating you. That's what you do. All right? That's why you stalking me since 2016 and some. Because I remember the first conversation I had with his mom. She was like, you don't know how long we prayed for you. They prayed, believe that or not. They prayed for someone to exploit. They prayed. Can y'all process that? They prayed for someone to exploit. Someone they could sacrifice so they can step up, because they had too much karmic debt to be in my league. So they needed me to help them to enter the door until God said enough. You learn what you had to learn. You're walking away like I told you. Now this is the whole story. Has nothing to do about his inheritance. In fact, that is why I mentioned you thought I was just his little wife. Because clearly we're divorced and so happy about it. But that's what you once thought, that I was just his little wife. That, it was him that was bringing me up. It was him that was my step up. Not realizing I was taking care of him the entire marriage because of his lies of saying that he was independent and so forth. I remember saying clearly, listen, I have a child, so I can't have another child, meaning he can't be a child in my life. He would have to be responsible for himself. I said, I'm not looking to adopt a child right now. So you have to be able to adopt yourself. Are you in your truth when you say you could pay your way? And lied and said all this, things that were not even necessary and irrelevant to tell you the truth, but lied. And fronting to everybody, I take care of her, I pay her bills, You've never paid one bill. You've never bought my child something, not even from the dollar store. And you're being exposed as the liar that you are. You've never even bought me one gift. Not one. Think of one. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. So forget the gifts, right? You have never assisted me with any of my finances. It was always a lie. Always, I'm going to get the money. The money's coming. Don't worry about it. We're married. So if I have it, you have it. And all of this. And for how long? We're in 2024. And you knew of my mission to work for God. You know my plans. That's why you went from one business, shared my business plans with another business plan. And that's a whole other legal matter. Besides the personal offenses, business to business, illegal transport of business plan is a whole other legal matter that can get you years. And I have proof of it because I have proof when I already started working on this vision. And I have proof of people from your camp that tried to request that they could collaborate with me. Then all of a sudden, after my vision, right, they began to apply effort to put it in motion. But they didn't have the juice, right? They stole the ideas, but they still didn't have the juice. See, God gives you ideas, but he also makes you for the job. He gives you the talent for the job, which they didn't have. They thought plastic was going to get them there. I'm hearing, look at your life. Okay. Plastic can get you so far, but plastic cannot get someone so emotionally entangled with you that he cannot let you go, even after entering another relationship, establishing another home, but addicted to you. Ain't that something? But I thought you was something though. Didn't I tell you this would happen? I remember saying in social media that the same thing that he did to me, he's going to do to you. And I also said that before he left this marriage, this man said, I'm trying to recall the words because I'm not a patois speaker, but he said something in patois in the effect of, like, we together until we die. I forgot the words because I'm so detached. But he said, until dead us or whatever. Now, he told me the only reason he was stepping in that direction is to get his moolah, right? And I said, you know what? I don't think you should do that. I said, I don't think you should do that because you're going to get karma. Some women will kill you. All right? If you go play with them like that, not knowing he was playing with me. If you go play with them like that, some women will kill you. Oh, nothing. My family already told me everything's arranged. Everything is straight. Blah, blah, blah. I'm coming back. Blah. You could even date if you want to date. But when I come back, he got to be out of the picture. And I remember sharing with a friend about this shock that I had when this man had the audacity to say I could date. And then when he comes back, they got to get out of the picture. And my friend was like, is he pimping? Like, what the hell? And I was like, he's confused. He's seriously confused because I remember he was like, so when I come back, he's going to have to go right. You remember how many times you said right? And how many times I didn't respond? Right? Are you serious? You thought I was going to wait for you to go elsewhere and I was going to be waiting for you. Meanwhile, I am who I am. Are you serious? If I'm not in a relationship, it's because I don't choose to be in one. I've never had issues. That's why I'm not a pick-me. Because people see me. You feel me? But I know there's a time for a relationship. There's a time to heal. There's a time to learn your lessons. There's a time to try again. Right? But you thought I was one of your... I'm being nice. One of your roommates. And was like, oh, I'm coming back. I don't even want to be with her. She's ugly. I remember that. She's ugly anyway. But I could get money, so I'm trying to get my way and stuff. And then I'm going to come back to you and stuff. It's us till we dead. It's us. I remember that vividly. I was laying on my bed when you said that. But I know you was tripping on yourself. Because I know that once you go to another lady and then steal her money and come back to me, that I was going to inherit that karma. Are you serious? Not me. I don't roll like that because I don't want that karma. That's what you was doing. And then I tried to warn them and I said he's only using you for your money. And it was all about ha 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 ha. No, it's because I want him. It's because I'm all that. It's because look at what I look like. Look at the front, look at the back, look at the face, look at that. That means you whack, right? You like my flow? Girl, you could never but imitate. But anyway, like I was saying, you know, I want somebody that is an emperor. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to live in a castle. I'm going to be not knowing what he was fronting about is what he inherited from marriage to me. You ever heard of royalty? I said, have you ever heard of it? And so without me, you got no money. You get that part? It's registered yet. No protection, none of that. And it's not anything I have to do out of pocket. All right? This is my spiritual inheritance. This is what he didn't want to walk away from. This is why he said he would come back. But he thought I was going to play that. And I warned him several times that I don't play that cheating stuff. You do it one time and it's goodbye. Right? Because my health is in danger, right? So I'm not going to play that. That's why he was so desperate when you were blackmailing him to come to you to prove a point. That's so sad. You got to blackmail a man to come to you. That's beyond pathetic. Girl, I feel sorry for you sometimes. But like I was saying, you know, you had to pay him. So I'm gonna tell her that we sent you there to spy on her and to betray her and stuff. If you don't come to me and all of that. He came to you. Where did you win? I know you spent your money on him. Yeah, I know that. You like those shoes? They fit good on you? Oh, God, have mercy, have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. Yo. The fact that you gonna have karma, it's not even done yet. The beginning, yo. The beginning stages is enough to be like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could never reach that level of, I don't have the words for you. And the fact is, all I had for you originally, and all of you, even those that came to my class for 10 weeks and pretended that they had no connection to the Judas and was just there for rehabilitation. All I did was help you. All I did was assist you on your way to rehab and mental wellness. So I'm not upset for any good I did. I'm not. Surprisingly, huh? I'm not. Because the good I did is what afforded me today. You see how it works? Anytime you do good, it comes back to you. And that same person who was like, I won, was the same person who was hiding their identity and asking for my services by way of divination. Am I right? In fact, I was the first person to tell you what was coming for you. Am I right? In fact, I was the one that terminated you as a client when God told me who you were. This is why you got blocked. I remember the last voicemail you gave me. It's like you was crying. Oh, Miss Grace, please call me. Please call me. I need to talk to you. I need to talk. I remember that. You needed me, right? I was the one that was always available to you. I was the one that said, even if you can't pay me, I'm going to be there for you. You a single mom. I'm going to be there for you. You could call me. I'll work something out with you. How many people out there doing that? How many people out there just calling you to pray with you? Meanwhile, you got candles lit and you doing black magic on me, and I'm praying for you. I'm encouraging you. I'm telling you you can. I'm telling you don't allow anybody to bring you down. Remember that? Did you remember that when you was doing the witchcraft? It's a no, right? It was a sacrifice, all go. Go straight ahead. Doesn't matter she has a good heart. Doesn't matter she's giving. Doesn't matter that she would be willing to work with all of you. Due to my connection to that Judas that I was trying to help, that I was trying to work on. All this time I was having patience with him. So I'm like, I could help him. I could have him go to support groups. I could have him, heal from his abuse. He never told me he had the abuse. I was the one who told him that. And then later on when I got into divination, I uncovered that. I was help. You needed help. I was help. But we want our addictions, right? We want to feel better about ourselves. So let's make her feel down. Let's make her feel like she's nothing, like she's a nobody, right? Nobody to you, but somebody to God, right? Still available for you today by way of this episode, right? You're still capturing nuggets, right? Gold nuggets, right? You're still putting them in your sack, right? You're still imitating them, right? That part. I enjoy practicing my new mental skills. If children gave up when they fell for the first time, they would never learn to walk. Like any other new thing you are learning, it takes practice to make it part of your life. First, there's a lot of confirmation. There's a lot of concentration. And some of us choose to make this hard work. I don't like to think of it as hard work, but rather as something new to learn. The process of learning is always the same, no matter what the subject. Whether you are learning to drive a car or type or play tennis or think of in a positive manner, first, we fumble and bumble as our subconscious mind learns by trial. And yet, every time we come back to our practicing, it gets easier and we do it a little better. Of course, you won't be perfect, especially not the first day. You will be doing whatever you can do. That's good enough for a start. Say to yourself often, I'm doing the best I can. That's right. Look in the mirror. Those of you that woke up, I'm doing the best I can. Rather than getting other people's life, rather than put them down, get your life right. Coach yourself. Love yourself. Have integrity yourself. Speak in your authenticity and be in your authenticity yourself. Be a virtuous woman yourself. You get it now? That's how it works. You take care of yourself first. And you mind yourself first. And allow other people take care of them. That's why I've advanced. And that's why you're still where you started. You see? Ground zero. Ground zero provides me with a new beginning. Ground zero provides you with demotion. You see, I remember sharing several times about a job I used to be at, and I got all this persecution. They did not want me to be the supervisor because they knew I was going to take place of their friend, right? It's the same thing that happened here. So life has patterns in it. And when I quit that other job, you know what happened to her? She got demoted. Just like this. I was already prepared for this. Lesson learned. Check, check, check. I am a graduate of behavioral sciences. You know what that means? I can have my behavior in check. You get that? That is why I started in law, went to education, went to behavioral science. Hello. I was made for this. I was trained for this. I am this. This is why I live my life out loud. You like that? Out loud. Lord, have mercy. Have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. In all sincerity, have mercy. Have mercy. I don't know what to say. But you'll figure it out. Because you wasn't ready to help me with anything to say, do, or know. Y'all thought y'all were ahead of the game. I know the secret, she doesn't. Oops. Funny how the first card is exposed. War. But protected. Ritual priest. All right. Executioner. Who you came after? You know? You know? Do we know who you came after? Yeah, you wanted to hang me, right? Hang somebody that's innocent, that helped you, that wanted to be there for you, that was okay with helping your family. That's what you did. And that's why God told me to leave. Get out. I was like, God, I don't understand. Get out. But I'm just trying to help. Get out. Till I said, bye. Inaction. Abuse of technology. Hacking me. Right? Tracking me in my car. Hacking my phone and my computers. Doing black magic on my devices at home, on my television, and so confirmation. I know about that I know about that black magic you did on my television. I never said it, but you've been exposed. The abuser. All right. But angel of wisdom was there, right? Authority, establishment, and structure. That's what I'm introducing you to, Emperor. You could dream whatever you want to dream. And like my brother always say, if you only believe, that's you. Now, next card is forest fire. Everything. You sent fire in my direction, that back to sender. Created a forest fire. Spying, for sure. Imprisoner. That's what it led you to. Now you're in a mental prison. The world in the palm of your hand. New opportunities. I'm free. Healing. That's me. This is what I said. I said this in a reading before. Contagious illness. Blockage. Loss. Emancipated slave. Thought you could hold me down. But that was just school. Governor. I know who was in charge. He was a deserter. Next card. He has hallucinations. House fire again. That's how it was. They was on it. House fire, house fire. Let's do it again. Possessed. Now they want to pay back or revenge. Because they fell down. They're exposed. Oh, nobody was supposed to know. Work frustrations. A situation in life. Indifference. Night. Other. Competitor. The Empress. Inspiration. Beginnings, creativity, power. High Priestess. Developer. They wanted to bring blockage. Now they're experiencing drought. The Star. Support. Reflection. Karma. Memories. I know you tried to affect my memory too. And I back to sender it. Wait for it. Good Samaritan. And then there was a prostitute who was pretending that she was religious. Death. Loss. Choices, choices. Options, options. Ready or not. Alchemist. Ten of Swords. Death. Again. Angel of Destiny. Showed up. No, that's not your space. Get back in line. You're not running this. God's in control. You're here for yourself. She's here for the people. Let her be. You want to... Let me tell you something funny. Listen, in the earlier stages, I got notice. And the ancestors were telling me, we know that you like, I'm not even going to say the wording that they say, but people that can't even stand on their feet because you want to help them. Bums. But we don't like it for you. See, people that are empathetic, they tend to want to fix people around them. Not necessarily fix, but guide them, lead them to the right way. And I made a choice. I made a choice that aligned with what my ancestors saw I deserved and what I deserved. I give love, so I deserve love. And so today, I am submerged in love. I've never been loved like this before. And our deal is forever. But the reason why I went into that is because a lot of times when my ancestors refer to you, you're referred to as beasts, as animals. And it says animal lover, animal care. And although I do love animals, it has more than one meaning. My intuition leads. See, after animal lover, it's not only me that loves animals, huh? Read into that. Informer, right? Wheel of Fortune. Elevation of money. Completion of phases. So that's why Bai occurred, right? Unexplained disappearance. Yeah, when I started my life, said, I don't got time for that. Now you feel abandoned. I'm here to mirror you. Haven't connected the dots yet? I'm here to help you to see yourself, because the hallucinations was giving you a spirit of grandeur. Queen of Swords. Authority. I heard that confirmation. Resolution. Travel, transition, safety. Can't stay with your crew. Your crew's sick. In more than one sense. That's why you cannot have access to me. I was told by my ancestors is because your energy's off. And until you are in the right energy, you have no access. You're blocked. And until I approve, you have no access. You're blocked. Funny how the next card is Tornado. Destroyer. Fisherman. That fisherman, the one that goes out for and love bombs and tells people he loves them, he's there forever, he always will have your back, and you know you're gonna have a future, it's forever. He was the fisherman. He was going out there for trafficking, right? To get other people to get spiritually abused and sexually abused and energy harvest by way of sexual abuse. That's why it's connected. Murdered. That was how I arrived here. There's a part of me that no longer is with me. Due to those betrayals. But it's life, because as you declutter, you receive. So I received She-Ra. I have the power. power. She awakened. Teacher. Some of y'all think she's cold now. This is the Ice Age. Queen of Pentacles. Tests. Now you have brainstorming. Problems, tension. What can I do? How can I make her believe me? How can I manipulate her? Because I can't heal. I can't act right, so how could I pretend? Got your military on deck, right? Because you're the money handler. As they sacrifice me, you get the money. Meanwhile, after abusing me financially, making me pay your bills, and then getting a military against me, now you want to give the military you get against me my money, like when you were stealing my money and giving your roommates, quote unquote, money to do black magic on me. God didn't like that. Meanwhile, you writing a book on me, right? Knight of Cups, right? You were determined to do that. Next card. So, shop owner is experiencing blockage. That's judgment. But still, I go on. I'm committed. I'm aligned to my soul's purpose. Angel of commitment. A wonderful cohesiveness. Choices. Balance of forces. Feminine and masculine. Ready or not. What you want. Now, I want to share and remind you that my content is posted on several platforms, but I'm encouraging you to invite all open-minded people that are spiritual beings having a human experience. You can find me on YouTube as well at GraceOnAJourney, W Angelic Express. GraceOnAJourney, W Angelic Healing Express. For service inquiries, GraceOnAJourney at Gmail. I'm told to say that again. For service inquiries, GraceOnAJourney at Gmail. For donations, $MS GraceOnAJourney. $MS GraceOnAJourney. I love you all. As strange as it sounds, it's just like a parent that has to discipline their child. It's like you have to learn your lesson. So that's where we at. I hold no grudges, and I don't hate you, because if I hate you, I can't move forward. See how it connects? I may dislike and hate everything that you put me through, and I have the right to vent about it too, and teach others that they can overcome it too, but I don't hate you. Trust and believe. I could not express myself in the manner that I am. Receive the gifts that I have. Be in the confidence that I possess if I haven't forgiven you. Know that and be blessed. And the rest of you, keep pushing. Know that you are loved. Live by grace. Peace.